I hope that you are well. I hope you're having a great day, and I'm so happy that you are here. Today, we are going to be going over, hopefully, my last DAS video. I've realized that I've left out a lot of, inadvertently left out a lot of information, and some of that is I just didn't know what kind of questions you may or may not have. So, I have a list here of questions, and we're just going to go through them. And hopefully you find this helpful. If you need more answers, please feel free to comment below, and I will, without a doubt, get back to you. Lately, it's been taking me a little longer. It's the end of the school year, and I am an educator, and so my free time is very full at the moment. But in a few weeks, that won't be the case, so you won't have to share me as much. So that being said, please feel free to comment below. Again, like and subscribe. All that does is make me know that, or let me know that what I'm giving you has been helpful and that you like it, and I will keep doing it. So without further ado, again, this is basically just motivated through questions that I've received, whether that's been via email or via the questions and comments below. So the best thing to do is just ask a question if you got one, and I will do the best I can to either give you based on my personal experience or based on research. Research does take me a little while because I want to make sure I'm giving you accurate stuff. Because in this case, my family did not use DAS. We have a mobility issue, and it's not always, it's my husband and my daughter. They have a genetic disorder. They don't always need a chair, only sometimes. So my experiences can vary greatly from other people who maybe can't wait in a line. And that's exactly what DAS is for. So basically, DAS, in a nutshell, and I have 2 other videos about this, I keep updating it. DAS is meant for our friends that are unable to actually wait in a line for whatever reason. Usually, when I think of it, it is meant for our friends that maybe have sensory issues, or our autistic friends that like the overstimulation, it would not work. This provides those families with people that maybe wouldn't necessarily be able to go to a park now an option to get a pass and come back after that scheduled wait time. So that is who this is meant for. And you'll be asked questions, and the Disney's cast members, the guest relations people, will determine whether or not that DAS is the right thing for your situation. So I hope that's understood. It's very different than what it used to be like. Personal experience, my father had multiple sclerosis, and when I was a little kid, we went to Disney. And we went in the line different ways. We got to skip the line. That doesn't exist anymore. They've changed things greatly. So that being said, this is for friends that are unable to wait in lines for whatever reason that may be. Okay. So first question. This is kind of fun. So I have what doesn't it do? And that's kind of at first maybe an odd question, but so it doesn't give you shorter wait times for attractions. It basically is like a placeholder for you, if that makes sense. So it doesn't get you to the front of the line, and it also doesn't provide you a place to sit inside a queue. Somebody asked me if this just means that like I can go inside and sit and wait. No, it doesn't do that. Okay, so that's not what this is. It's not usable on, at least at this point. Now remember, the thing about Disney is that it is ever changing. So what I say today may be different tomorrow. But it is currently not usable on meet and greets, parades, fireworks, shows that don't offer both a standby queue and a Genie Plus queue. That could change. So that is just as of right now. It is not used in the water parks or for buses or for restaurants. Okay, so you can't go up to a restaurant with a line and say you have DAS and them be able to help you. They may be able to work some magic for you, but the DAS isn't going to be able to do anything for you in that case. And DAS does not give you Genie Plus. Genie Plus and DAS are both through the My Disney Experience app, but they're two different things. And that's where it gets kind of confusing, because you can use the app, you should use the app to schedule your DAS passes. So, but it's not the same thing as Genie Plus. All right. Who can get this? I think I already covered that, but it's just anyone that if you have to wait in a line, you're just unable to do it for a medical reason. How do you get it? You can do pre-registration online, and I believe it's my second video. I give you a link as to where you can find that on Disney's website, or you can do it in person when you get there. My advice is to do it ahead of time. That way you've already have some DAS passes set up for you. That's kind of like a hidden perk. By doing it ahead of time, you already can have a couple of those set up. All right, so advanced planning pays off in this case. And in general with Disney, if they give you an option of doing it ahead of time, usually there's some kind of, maybe not even perk, just some kind of good outcome for doing it ahead of time. So know that. All right. If you opt not to do the request live video chat online, then you have to set it up at guest relations at the park when you arrive. Now they say you have to actually be in the park, but guest relations, and I have this written down so that you all will know. If you're at Animal Kingdom, it's just after you enter the park, and it's to the left. There is one before you enter the park, just outside the park entrance on the left-hand side as well, but they always say that you should do it once you've entered the park, so that's up to you, whatever choice. Magic Kingdom, it's inside the park in the City Hall lobby, to the left of the park entrance. Hollywood Studios, inside the park, near the park entrance, in the guest relations lobby near the turnstiles on the far left. Epcot, it's near Spaceship Earth on the left side after entering the park. I have visited that one quite often. Have a very, very embarrassing story that maybe I'll tell sometime later about hunting down guest relations for some unpleasant issues. So that is where Epcot is. As you may or may know, around the parks there are guest relations. You can find them. They have like these little, they look like they should be selling ice cream. I'm sorry, they really do. They have these little carts with blue umbrellas, and you can go up there and ask those cast members, if you have any questions, need anything. That's what they are there for. And that's why they're around the park, to help you out, so you don't have to walk all the way back up to the front. Excellent idea, Disney. Disney sometimes drops the ball on things that they do not. All right. Can you get your DAS before a visit? Yes. We've already talked about that you can do an online little like questionnaire, and you cannot get DAS at Disney Springs guest relations, only one of the 4 major parks. All right. How do you get it? I think the other 2 videos covered that pretty well, so my advice would be to watch those. But how you get it is, again, you can get it in person or online. My advice is to get it ahead of time. That way you're not stressing. And they also allow you to set up, or provide you an opportunity to set up DAS passes in advance. So at least you're kind of on your way to having some sort of pass set up, and you can ask questions ahead of time. I always like to know stuff before I go. That's me though. What will I not be asked? I don't know why this is negative, but we're going to go with it when you apply. So they're not going to ask you for proof of disability. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. All right, they're not going to ask you for paperwork. You don't even need to give them a diagnosis. You need to explain why you need it. Okay, so like I could say my family has hypokalemia periodic paralysis. That means nothing to them, as it doesn't mean a lot to other people. But if I were to say, my family cannot wait in a line, or my child cannot wait in a line, because then they understand why you need it. Okay, so the diagnosis isn't necessary. Now, again, you can tell them that is fine, and the cast member may ask, but you don't actually need formal written at this point, anything from a doctor or anything like that. So do not stress about that. But you need to sign terms and conditions confirming that you have a true disability. And that's sad that we have to do that, but unfortunately, people sometimes are not truthful about things. So know that they're not going to ask you for paperwork. Is it handy to have it? I always bring stuff with me just in case, God forbid, we have a medical emergency when we're on vacation. But I never bring it for stuff like that. So I usually leave it in the hotel room in the safe. So that's just me. Let's see what the next question is. I lost my place. How many people can I have attached to my pass? At this point, you can have 6 people attached to it. That is including the person that you're asking for. Will they make exceptions and add more if your party's larger? I don't know. I really don't. But you can ask and see what happens. I would say if you have a party of 20, probably not. They're probably going to ask you like to subdivide down, or I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how you would do that tactfully. But that being said, they allow up to 6 people total. So the person that needs it and 5 others. And I mean, if you have a family where there are a lot of children, then they will probably make an exception. But if you're like a big family reunion, they're not going to let like 100 people on that one pass. That's not going to happen. So 6 is the magic number for now. Could that change? Of course that could change, because it's Disney. They like to change things on us. And what if more than one person in your party needs one? Everybody that needs one can have one. That's that simple. So if you have 2 people in your party that need one, and they're both honest, they honestly need them, then they both can get them. Pretty good. That way you could subdivide down into groups if you wanted to. So know that. Is that my last question? I think that's my last question. All right, friends, I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any other questions, please feel free to write, ask, and I am here to help you in any way I can. I do not have all the answers, but I am more than willing to look them up, find them, and do what I can to help you out. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Like I said, have a great day, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye.